Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the GM Philosopher. I am broadcasting on this video today for the very first time from the new GM Philosophy Studio, which is basically a studio I have built on my property. I finally moved the office out of the house and into the studio. But that being said, the studio is not quite done yet. The doors are not complete. So I have an open space where the doors should be like right in front of me. So if you hear like street sounds or construction sounds, there's like construction going on next door. There's a street directly in that direction, about 120 feet. And I hope it will not disrupt the video. But today we're talking about something very important. We had a contest on the GM Philosophy Discord. If you want to join the Discord, links in the description. We run these contests about twice a month. The contest was a content creation contest. Who could come up with the best homebrew god of trickery? God or goddess, a deity of trickery. And we had two finalists actually tie for the win. We had Avery, Juno, and Kelph, who are actually both counselors in the GM Philosophy Discord, and they are also incredibly creative, amazing game masters themselves. But they created two deities of trickery that tied for first place, and today I'm going to review them and react to them. I have not even looked at these yet, so this is going to be really fun. This is part of process of our contests. The winners get a shout out and a reaction from me on the YouTube video, and I love to do these videos, so boom, let's jump into it. And we're going to start things off with Fenvara, the Lantern Bearer, created by Avery Juno. Domains: guidance, trickery, lost souls, fates, twists. Interesting. Okay, manifestations: a fox-like spirit wreathed in silver flames, its eyes glowing ember red. Okay, that's cool. Silver fox. Season: winter. The elusive guide: Fenvara is a spirit of paradox, a trickster and a guardian, liar and a savior. Those who wander Tromwald's deepest paths may see a flickering lantern in the fog leading them forward, but where it leads depends entirely on Fenvara's whim. Some claim to have followed the light to safety, while others speak of the less fortunate disappearing forever into the mist. Legends say that Fenvara once tricked Verwin, the weaver of dreams, stealing a fragment of fate's tapestry. With his stolen power, Fenvara dances at the edge of destiny, meddling in the lives of mortals for reasons unknown. That's actually really interesting, and that gives it like a really cool origin story. I like that. Fenvara once tricked Verwin, the weaver of dreams, stealing a fragment of fate's tapestry. So it's almost like this god like basically got their power by tricking another god and taking a bit of their power, and now they bring chaos to the mix. I really like it. Encounters with Fenvara. The lost. Travelers who lose their way in Tromwald often call upon Fenvara, whispering their plea into the wind. If the spirit is feeling kind, it may guide them home. If not, they may wander for eternity. The desperate. Those who seek knowledge forbidden by gods and mortals alike sometimes follow Fenvara into the unknown, emerging forever changed, if they emerge at all. The chosen. Rare individuals find Fenvara at crossroads in their lives. A choice is offered, but the consequences are never clear. So this is really interesting. This makes me really like the way that this is written. Great job, Avery, writing this, because this makes me literally feel like, oh, I see. It's literally like a roll of the dice or a flip of the coin. It is Fenvara's whim. This truly seems to depict a deity of trickery, a chaotic deity. And I think it's very thematic and it's very consistent. Worship and legends. Fenvara has no temples, but offerings of silver, fox-shaped charms, or flickering lanterns left at woodland shrines are said to draw its attention. Some see it as a god of fortune, while others whisper warnings. And then there's a quote here: follow the lantern, but not too far. Fenvara always knows the way, just not the way you expect. So right away, Avery, I have to say, extremely well done. It's enough that you can actually understand what this deity is doing, like what the nature of it is, but it also leaves a lot to mystery. Also, it's important for the viewers to know the entries were limited to only one page. So fitting that much into one page really giving me a good idea of what this deity does would really give me like a lot to help me run this in a game. I could totally like take this and run this in a game and really flesh it out with what has been given. And this gives me a really good idea of kind of what Fenvara is like, what their nature is like, kind of what what their vibe is, and it's super mysterious and awesome. So extremely well done, and of as always, extremely well written, really, really well worded. You really chose to describe this deity in a manner using just the one page that really gave us everything we needed, I think, to run it well. So no wonder you tied for the win. Excellent work. Excellent work. I'm trying to think if there's anything I would change, and I don't really think so. I do feel like the next step I would take would be to like flesh it out more, like describing kind of like what, like, so some people don't return when they follow Finvara, some do. What are the kind of like the natures of how those people return? How are they different? What are their experiences like? That's like the next thing I'm interested in, but there really wasn't room for that on one page. So that's like the next step. So I can't really say that I would even change anything about this. Super, super awesome. Love it. Absolutely top level. All right, the next one is a little creepy looking. We have Nixavel, The Laughing Veil by Kelph. Titles: Trickster of Shadow and Whispers, The Smiling Phantom, The Forked Tongue, The Masked Jester. Okay, right away, I'm getting a much like darker vibe from this one than I would say I got from the last one. Adjective: Nixarian. Alignment: chaotic neutral. Portfolios: deception, secrets, riddles, rebellion. Domains: trickery, chaos, twilight, and knowledge. Right away, like the mask and the fact that one of its portfolios is rebellion gives me like 5th of November vibes. Like, what's that movie called? V for Vendetta. I had to pause and look it up on the internet. I couldn't remember, but it gives me V for Vendetta vibes. Domains: trickery, chaos, twilight, knowledge. Holy symbol: silver mask split down the middle, one side laughing, the other weeping. All right, lore. Whenever secrets are whispered and mischief is made, Nixavel is present. The Laughing Veil is a god who embodies deception, riddles, and the fine line between humor and catastrophe. Some say Nixavel was once a mortal who tricked the gods themselves into granting them divinity. Others claim they are the living manifestation of the first lie ever told. Their temples are rarely grand, often hidden in plain sight, and their priests are just as likely to be jesters, gamblers, or con artists as they are oracles. That's actually really coolly worded because they're just as likely to be jesters as oracles. So it's like you might have a funny gesture who then gives you like a glimpse into the future, but they are still just a jester, which is kind of actually fun. And it's fun that like it might have been created by the first lie, the manifestation of the first lie. That's kind of an interesting thing. Like, was there a lot of magic in that first lie? Like, it's an interesting concept. Description: Nixavel's form is ever shifting, often appearing as a slender, androgynous figure draped in deep purples and silver, their attire flickering between regal silk and tattered rags. Their masked face, sometimes a simple alabaster half mask, other times split between laughter and sorrow, never reveals their true visage. Their voice shifts from a whispered thought to a theoretical decree or an eerie chuckle. Unpredictable and elusive, they flicker between spaces, always just out of sight, leaving behind the scent of parchment, ink, and trickster's incense. Why parchment and ink? That's interesting to me. But let's continue. Personality. Nixavel is a master of deception, mischief, and elaborate schemes. They delight in confounding mortals and gods alike, weaving intricate plans that may take centuries to fully unfold. Their amusement is never malicious, but serves as a reminder that absolute certainty is the greatest illusion of all. Oh, so it's almost like a morality or political statement. They're jesting. They are a capricious mentor, rewarding boldness and ingenuity while punishing stagnation and rigid thinking. While they revel in humor and trickery, they have been known to unmake tyrants with whispers and topple empires with a single well-placed jest. Interesting. Okay, the Church of Nixavel. Nixavel's followers are as varied as their god, ranging from mischievous street performers to enigmatic oracles. Their clergy, known as the Masquerade, rarely organize in traditional churches. Instead, they operate in secret societies, hidden temples, and even traveling troops of actors, jesters, and fortune tellers. The Masquerade believes in fostering chaos in stagnant places, toppling tyrants, and preserving the unknown. Their priests often wear ever changing disguises, and no two sermons are ever the same. To become a full priest, an initiate must deceive a powerful individual into unknowingly speaking a great truth. Interesting. Okay, so it almost sounds like there's almost like a good bent to this deity, but they go about it in obviously sort of like mischievous ways. Relationships with deities. Deities of luck, chaos, and knowledge sometimes work with Nixavel, albeit cautiously. Timora respects their audacity, while Mask shares an amused rivalry with them, each attempting to out-trick the other. Mistra, goddess of magic, views Nixavel's influence on magic as a necessary force of change, even if she does not always approve of their methods. Gods of rigid law and order find Nixavel insufferable at best and a direct threat at worst. Tyr and Helm despise them. Yeah, that makes sense that Helm would despise a god like this, as they have undone more than one of their sacred decrees with mere wordplay. Bane, god of tyranny, views Nixel as an unpredictable threat, for no dictator can rule unchallenged, while the Laughing Veil whispers rebellion in the shadows. So I've been reading actually lately 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I don't know if any of you have read that book, but this reminds me, like, I feel like this god would like that book. Dogma, the sacred jest. Truth is a weapon, lies are a shield. Wield them both wisely. The clever hand wins over the strong fist. Never take by force what can be stolen with a grin. Chaos is the spice of existence. A stagnant world is a dying world. Keep them guessing. Certainty is the death of wonder. Never stop questioning, never stop seeking. To know everything is to become nothing. History and legend. The silent war of masks. Two warring kingdoms refused to negotiate peace out of sheer pride. Nixavel's followers orchestrated a grand masquerade where each ruler unknowingly danced with their enemy. By the night's end, they had fallen in love, only to realize the truth when their masks were removed. The war ended in a truce, and the tradition of masked balls remains to this day. The joke that broke the stars, a cosmic jest so elaborate that even the gods were fooled for a day, believing reality itself had unraveled. Though it was eventually corrected, no one knows exactly what the joke was, only that Nixavel still chuckles at the memory. So the gods were actually fooled, thinking that reality itself had unraveled. Interesting. Okay. So look at this layout. Amazing layout. Kelph is really well known actually for his incredible layout. And this is no exception. I love the color scheme. I love how it's laid out. I love how it is organized. And there's a lot of information packed into here. Well done, Kelph. Extremely well done. So Kelph on Nixavel the Laughing Evil, extremely well done. I loved this creation. In fact, both of these creations were amazing. Congratulations to Avery and Kelph for winning the Deity of Trickery contest. If you would like to grab these and run them in your game, you can find them in the archives on our Discord channel, links in the description. If you go up to the top left corner, up at the top, you'll see the contests section of channels. And if you go to the archive channel, contest archives, you can find these and all of the other archived winners and entries from all of our contests. These were not the only two entries. There were many entries. These just were the ones that won. So there's many more that I don't even react to on video because they didn't win the contest. So amazing work. Love these two deities. May even use them at some point. So we'll see how that goes. But I can't even think of anything I would change on the Nixavel deity sheet. I think it seems pretty sound. Definitely there could be some more things fleshed out, like how things go down, kind of similar to Fenvara, what I was talking about earlier. But with one sheet, that restriction, a lot of information was given. So Kelph, great job, like putting so much work into actually writing down so much about this deity and making it really sound awesome and be something that we could take and run in a game like right away, which I think is really awesome. So extremely well done. I love looking at homebrew stuff like this. If you'd like a shot at having me react to your homebrew creations, jump into the Discord, join the contests, and win. I don't know what to say. The whole community votes on all of the contests. So it's truly just a process of create something and then submit it and then see if it gets voted on enough times to make it to the final round. And with that being said, that's going to be a wrap for this one. I want to give a big shout out to our first gold Ko-Fi supporter, Craig. Thank you so much, Craig, for supporting the channel. I want to thank all of our Ko-Fi members for supporting the content. I want to thank you awesome people for watching the video. Hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. Help us out to reach more viewers. That's awesome. And that's going to be it for this one. Roll some D100s for me at your next game. I'm here almost every single day creating videos about the best game in the world, D&D. I will see you awesome people on the next one.